Alright, welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today we're going to talk about cutthroats and a mystery man. In episode 15, we've seen Rick and Morgan searching for Carol, and they find a walker dripping a trail of blood that probably linked up with Carol's and threw them off track a little bit, but long story short, they put the walker down and they realize it's only been dead maybe a day or two, and its throat has been slit. When they walk up further, it appears a man now has been shot in the head. There was blood on his head. His throat was slit as well. And then there's 2 or 3 more bodies, and then when they go further, they see a guy with a spear knock a walker down and stab it in the head. And that guy didn't seem like he was aggressive. He just was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He hid, so he knew right from the bat, even though, come on, a guy aiming a gun at him is something he should hide from, but he seemed like he knew too instinctively to just hide. So this guy might have thought they were saviors. He might not be a savior. Right now, I personally don't believe he is a savior. I believe he might actually be from another community that's out there. Now, I'm going to touch briefly on a comic book spoiler, so if you don't want to hear it, you should probably fast forward a little bit, but it's not a huge one because Jesus already told us their world is going to get a lot bigger. Now, the TV show might actually show the kingdom a little early, using Morgan and Carol to do so. But back to this guy. This guy might actually be from somewhere called the Kingdom. And the Kingdom is another community that is out there in the network of communities that works with the Hilltop as an ally, and it works with Negan and the Saviors, but there's static there. If I remember correctly, the leader of the Kingdom does not like Negan, and he wants to ally with the Hilltop to fight back, and he gives Negan some static even though they work with him, yada yada yada. Now, the leader of the Kingdom, his name is Ezekiel. Very cool character. He's a black dude with dreads, got a trench coat, a nice star-striped shirt with, I don't know, green or something like that, and he's got a frickin' tiger. Yeah, it'll make sense when you see it on the screen, but anyway, I'm not sure we're going to see the Ezekiel, I'm not sure we're going to see the tiger in Season 6, I highly doubt it, but the interesting thing to know is when we see the Kingdom in the comic book, if I remember correctly, we see them in armor, and they're the first ones in armor. Later on, the communities all seem to adopt this, they're wearing armor if they're on patrol outside of the walls of their own community. So the Kingdom, it would be nice to actually see them starting this trend, as in the Kingdom does it, and then the communities not only trade, but they learn from each other. And that's interesting because you don't want Alexandria doing all the right shit and all the other kingdom or all the other communities learn from them, and Alexandria has all the heroes, because you need to mix it up, or else the communities don't feel genuine, they don't feel important, they don't feel like they stand on their own as something important to keep our attention. So it is interesting if they use the Kingdom to bring that out much later on, and I'm talking about the armor when you're on patrol. Now this dude, let's just say he is from the Kingdom, then we need to ask, well, are they going to answer this? What is with the cutthroats? Did the Saviors come by? Did something go wrong where the Saviors came by and these were people from the Kingdom, and there was a deal gone bad, and the Saviors decided to kill them to show the Kingdom they need to fall in line? Which would make sense, because if the Kingdom is starting this rebellion against Negan and it's kind of kept quiet, if part of the rebellion goes wrong and they end up getting their throats slit, that could be a very interesting introduction to the story. It could also help Rick be convinced that they are someone to work with, because look, they already lost people. They're starting the rebellion and they already lost people. I mean, there's different things. We could never find out. This could actually be just some crazy story we never know. The guy from the Kingdom could be just headed that way, find dead bodies, fight a few walkers, Rick and Morgan show up. However, I would like it to be a little more layered and fleshed out than that. I would be perfectly fine if this was something that went wrong between the Kingdom and the Saviors, and Rick uses that knowledge to unite with them, and then to try to help get the Hilltop united, do some kind of remix on the story, and then from there attack and rebel against Negan and the Saviors. And that's something we're going to discuss in another video. Obviously, once the season 6 ends, we're going to do videos on predicting what's going to happen based off the comic book, and then we'll do some just based off where the writing of the show kind of goes. So that's pretty much everything I'm covering with the Mystery Man. I personally want to see the Mystery Man and the slit throats incorporated into the story. I'm hoping it's something. It doesn't have to be a rebellion or a deal gone bad or anything like that. It could be something totally different, as long as it's incorporated. Mysteries are cool, that's fine. I like some of them, and we've had plenty in the past. But this is something, the way it's layered, that I don't want a mystery. So if you're a comic book fan, let me know. Do you think they're going to introduce the Kingdom or any more hints of the Kingdom in Season 6? I'll have to be honest, I believe we're going to get some more hints. I don't think we're going to get straight up introduction like the Hilltop, but I think we're going to get some more hints. I think they're ending Carol and Morgan out in some kind of showdown between them and that guy who's tracking them. And other than that, I do believe this Mystery Man is from the Kingdom. What do you think? Do you think he's from the Kingdom, or do you think he's someone from the Hilltop, or just another savior like Rick thought? Also, they need to have this guy save Rick or something. Or not even just straight save him, but if Rick and Carl and whatever is out there and in trouble, they need this guy to show up and say, let's say they get surrounded by a couple saviors and there's a shootout and the saviors come around the corner and, Rick is out of bullets and he pulls out a knife and he's like, well, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off in his head, but I got to try. I only got a knife. And then, bang, the savior takes a spear to the back of that neck or head or something, and he falls down, and here's this guy, and this is the guy who Rick was gonna kill, but Morgan didn't let him. See how that kind of plays out, because you can't be too quick to kill. You never know who that person is. They could be a good guy. You never know. Anyway, I'll shut up. Thoughts and opinions in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.